Is there anything that you can do to help you get and achieve better nutrition? Hi, I'm Dr. Matthew Terzella, a board certified physical medicine rehabilitation physician working in South Carolina at Piedmont Physical Medicine Rehabilitation. And thank you for joining 10 Minutes with Dr. T. Really appreciate you being here today. The topic we're going to cover today revolves around nutrition. And specifically, there are two areas of nutrition that I think warrant some little more in-depth exploration. Based on what a lot of my patients ask me and discuss with me, there are two areas that come up the most, specifically with regard to questions of, one, are they doing enough? Or two, how do you do more or how do you do less in some cases? First topic will be the idea of sugar. Now, sugar is everywhere in our society. It's everywhere in our food, candy, even breads, pastas. It's everywhere. The simple sugars in particular are consistently added. I don't know if any of you have ever looked at a jar of, say, like strawberry jam, and you look at it and they have the sugars and the amount of sugars that are in there, and then you realize how much they actually added to it, because they do have jams and preserves out there that do not have as much sugar. They taste just as good, but just quite frankly not as sweet. They're also good at putting some sugars in there in different forms, such as high fructose corn syrup. Everybody knows about that. It's just another form of sugar. The second topic we'll be discussing will be hydration. People want to know, am I hydrated enough? Am I drinking enough water? Am I getting enough electrolytes? What am I doing or what am I not doing, and how could I make this better? So let's go into the area of sugars first. Living in South Carolina, sweet tea is a very popular drink. And being from New York, I never quite understood it because we never really had it. When I first came down here, I tried it, and it almost knocked me on the floor, and I couldn't believe how sweet it really was. So now I have a greater appreciation for what truly sweet tea is. In any case, a lot of my patients will come and ask me, Doc, how do I lose weight? How do I help my diet? Because a lot of my patients have a lot of autoimmune diseases or inflammatory processes that are going on. The first thing that I always tell them is, hey, how much sugar are you putting in your diet? And let's just start with things like sugar in your coffee, sweet tea, sodas, candy, cakes. How much are you really eating? How much are you taking in? And the answer is usually pretty astounding. When they start itemizing it, they realize, wow, I am taking in more sugar than I actually thought I was. So my answer to them is always, we have to reduce that. In a minute, we'll get into how we can do that. But that's really my first answer. Then the next question they'll ask me is, why? Well, it tastes good, right? We all love it. Yes, it tastes good. But the problem is sugar is a pro-inflammatory. Now, I view pro in two ways. Pro as in it's promoting inflammation, which we all know it does. The other part is it's professional, meaning it's really, really good at it. And sugar is one of the best at doing it. To use an example, in my clinic, we actually use a little bit of a sugar compound in some of our injectate to help irritate an area to help promote healing. So that's how good of an inflammatory agent it really is. Now, the problem with sugar, because it promotes so much inflammation, your body is constantly responding to the inflammatory process, trying to tamp it down. For folks who have diabetes, they make insulin. The insulin is well, not just for diabetics. All of us make insulin in response to a sugar load, but in diabetics, they're constantly having to produce insulin, and that wears the body down. It also is part of a stress reaction as well. So that's why sugar is not really good. It's no wonder then that diabetics or pre-diabetics, when they reduce their sugar load and lose weight, their blood sugar gets under much better control. They also tend to feel better because your body is not in a pro-inflammatory state all the time. We'll get into, like I said, we'll get into more small things we could do at the end to cut back on the sugar, but sugar is a really big piece. The other thing I tell my patients is start checking labels. Look at the sugar content. If some of your breakfast cereal, it's all over it and it's hidden in it. So it's everywhere. But not all sugars are bad. Some of the naturally occurring sugars are better for you. And we do need sugar to some degree in our diets to help us, because sugar is one of our fuels that our cells use. So it's just when it gets to be too much, it's when it becomes a problem. The second question I get asked a lot is, Doc, how much should I drink? And then sometimes if I'm in a good mood, I said, well, are we talking vodka? Are we talking beer? And they chuckle, but they know what I'm talking about, and I know what they're talking about. They're asking about water and their overall hydration status. So what I tell them, and I'd like to share with you all, is that it varies from person to person, but generally speaking, for men, it's roughly a gallon's worth of water, or just shy of 4 liters. And for women, it's about 3/4, a little more than 3/4 of a gallon, just shy of 3 liters. This is based on information from one of the government agencies and on a Mayo Clinic website. So that's what it's based on. It's roughly 3.7 liters for men, 2.7 liters for women. So you say, wait, whoa, that's a lot of water. Well, yeah, you do have to drink a good bit of water. However, you can get water from other sources, and from your food, fruits and vegetables, things of that nature. So it's not just the water that you drink, it's everything else that you consume. Okay, so this makes it important to pay attention to what you eat, how you eat it, and how much you eat, because it's not just for sugar management, it's also for hydration purposes as well. Your body needs the water, it needs hydration to process things efficiently. It helps with fluid balance, it helps with digestion, it helps with overall cellular activity at the lowest level. So your body's just going to feel better. You'll feel more awake, you'll feel more energetic. On a personal note, I'm horrible at it. I try to drink water during the day, but when I'm rushing around doing my work, I almost forget to, and that's a problem. My wife always gets on me about it, and she's right, like my wives always are. She is right, and my mother always gets on me too. So I have to start listening to them more. But hydration is really a big issue, and I think most people these days walk around in a state of dehydration. So the next part is, what can we do? What do we do to help this situation? Well, regarding the sugars, we'll take that first. It's very simple. Just start cutting back slowly. I would never ask anyone to go cold turkey. It just doesn't work, because you're still going to have those cravings. If you drink 2 sweet teas a day, try to knock it down to 1. Or maybe cut the sugar in the sweet tea. Or if you have sugar in your coffee all the time, you have 2 teaspoons, cut it back to 1. Over time, you can cut it back to 1/2. Then you can just wean it off. That's how you go about doing it. The other piece of it is, again, read the labels, look and see what's there. And you'll find that things could taste just as good without having all the extra sugar added. People like sugar because it stimulates the feel-good parts of our brain, and that's what really makes it addictive on a lot of levels. So just a little bit of awareness and just cutting back a little bit at a time. So I would challenge those of you who put sugar in your coffee or have sweet tea or drink a lot of sodas, starting today, just knock off 1 soda a day for a week, and then cut back another soda a day the second week. Same thing could be said for the amount of sugar you put in your coffee or how much sweet tea you drink. Those little changes can make a real big difference. And you'll notice changes too. You'll lose weight. You'll feel more energetic. You won't be as lethargic. So just keep that in mind as you go forward. Now, as far as hydration, a lot of people will bring a huge jug of water, so it kind of reminds them to drink. And that's a good strategy to do. I should be doing that myself, quite frankly. But that is a good thing to do, to have it next to you. I'm like, okay, it's a reminder for you to drink. It's a cue for you to drink your water. Now, you don't have to drink so much water that you're floating away, or we can hear you sloshing from 20 feet away as you come down the hall. But you do have to maintain a good level of hydration. Eating fruits and vegetables is key too. That'll also control some of your sugar cravings while also keeping you hydrated. If you're more hydrated, you're less likely to have some of these other cravings. And that's been my own personal experience as well. So hydration, cutting back on sugar, those are 2 simple things that you can do to really help yourself feel better moving forward. Now, if you have any questions about this, or you have any need any tips or guidance, your primary care physician can help you out. We have some information about nutrition on our website at www.piedmontpmr.com. Please feel free to go and take a look at it. But I do think these small little changes that you do every day can really, really help you, your overall sense of well-being, your overall health, and just help you live a more vibrant lifestyle. So again, thank you for joining me at 10 with Dr. T. Please feel free to follow us at Piedmont PMR, and as well as, don't forget to follow us and support us at Piedmont PMR. And also feel free to check out our website at www.piedmontpmr.com. And wherever possible, please rate and review these podcasts. And we really appreciate your support. Looking forward to talking with you next time. Thank you.